Good morning, everyone. The death toll from a magnitude 8.2 earthquake along Chile's northern coast has risen to 6 people now. Just a short while ago, Chilean President Michelle Bachelet leaving Santiago for the northern region of her country to see firsthand the area rocked by last night's earthquake. The quake triggering a tsunami in the port city of Iquique, producing 2-meter-tall waves. Tsunami warnings have been lifted now. The coastline was evacuated and declared a disaster zone. The government of Chile is promising troops and police reinforcements to maintain public order while damage is repaired. Foreign Affairs Minister John Baird says weeks after Canada did it, NATO has decided to also end civilian and military cooperation with Russia. Baird calls it another step in a long journey to end the crisis in Ukraine. Baird says NATO has been a spectacularly successful alliance that will now consider a series of options to counter Russia's unilateral annexation of Ukraine's Crimean Peninsula. Meantime, the United States and EU vowing to help Ukraine reduce its dependence on Russia for energy supplies. Alison Redford isn't Premier anymore of Alberta, but she continues to make headlines in our province. Alberta's official opposition wants the RCMP now to look into the controversial Sky Palace project, a luxury penthouse that was planned for Redford and her daughter. The penthouse at a government building in Edmonton would have been an apartment with bedrooms, a den, a dining area, also a private elevator, even with a butler's pantry. The Wild Rose says the Mountie should be looking into whether any MLA or other public official broke the law in relation to this taxpayer-funded renovation that's been going on now at the building for the last 5 years.
What happened here was clearly very wasteful. There's no doubt that the Sky Palace incident was at the very least a gross waste of taxpayer dollars, but there's something more here.
Anderson says if following the investigation no criminal wrongdoing is found, the province should hold a judicial inquiry or have the Auditor General look at this file. The province of Alberta is spending another $31 million this year to prevent the type of wildfires that ravaged the town of Slave Lake 3 years ago. Cash is in place now to improve emergency response planning, also to hire more firefighters, and money is in place to pay for better public education. The $31 million is in addition to funding announced last year going to 19 communities so they can develop fire-smart plans, which includes clearing trees and bush from around populated areas.
We think it's very important to make sure that we're ready to go at any given time for 2 reasons. One, public safety, and the other is we want to make sure that we save our forests. Just from an economic point of view, our forests create employment for a number of communities in this province.
In total, $115 million is being spent, or has been spent rather, over the last 3 years protecting communities from wildfires. Smoked meat lovers will have to fork out a little bit more money now the next time they visit the famous Schwartz's Deli in Montreal. The restaurant blames rising Alberta beef prices for its decision to charge an extra $1 for its revered smoked meat sandwich. Schwartz's says the price of beef it buys from Alberta has increased by about 50% since November. There you go. That's your news. 7:36, -3 at the airport, heading back.